Hello, everyone. It's 11:43 p.m. Well, I ate the leftover mixed animal meat and pasta, you know, the meat sauce and pasta. So I guess I'll have that for the next couple of days. But I got some extra meat sauce in the freezer. Excuse me. So well, I tried to do something productive today before the night was out. But I didn't work on any writing today like I wanted to and like I planned to. So, but I guess since being here, I kind of feel like I don't have a whole lot of stuff to talk about, but the abusive, narcissistic, fake TI perps and regular perps, they complain that they think that my videos are too long, but my 10-minute TikTok videos don't get as many views as when I do the hour and a half long videos. So I guess about the most I can do is up to an hour and 45 minutes when I have, when I'm in the light like I am now. But if I was in darkness, I don't know if I could go 3 hours to talk, but I'm feeling a little bit better, but about the Social Security situation. But they, as I said, they're trying to bully, frighten, intimidate, and scare me, and trying to falsely paint me as somebody who's intentionally trying to be dishonest and fraudulent with stuff that I didn't even know. So, I'm feeling depressed and scared about the future, what might happen. I hope they don't try to falsely frame me and put me in prison. Like the online perps are threatening me and harassing me, saying you about to go to prison, but then they'll be glad that I'm dead. So, but I wish I had like my own independent way of earning my own, like earning income. But the foster mom used to make those threats. I think we were far back as elementary school and they used to make threats like that, But they used, even when we were 7 years old, and they put us in that group home. Excuse me, and it was mind shattering and traumatizing for them to put us in that group home for a couple of days. And the foster dad, Al, was still alive too. So they put us in that group home. I think we went there twice. And the fake foster mom, Adrian Felder, she would always throw it in our face that we're lucky. Or she would always try to tell us, trying to make it like as if other kids have it worse, other foster kids have it worse, or if we don't have it that bad. But, sometimes rich foster parents who are already rich before taking in foster kids, they might be the type to not abuse their kids and to treat their kids very well. But, you know, a lot of people say that, a lot of people back then used to tell me that the foster mom was doing it for the money. And they're like, you know, your foster mom get a check for y'all, huh? And I was very confused and didn't know what they were talking about. And so the foster mom used to make complaints and lie and say that she wasn't getting that much money. Or a lot of the times she would, you know, complain about not having money. Well, I ain't got no money, Shelly. Talking about her oldest daughter. Talking to, like, as a, you know, talking to her oldest daughter, Shelly, saying, you know, I ain't got no money, Shelly. That's how she would say it. So, you know, she would always make it like as if, excuse me, like as if foster parents don't really make that much money. But she was stealing so much from us. And me and my twin sister, not together always, but we would read around, like snoop through her file cabinets while she was going to the fake cult Bible class or going to the store on a Saturday and be gone all day long. But I don't think that she was really grocery shopping from like 8 o'clock in the morning till like 10 o'clock at night on a Saturday. I think she would be secretly going to like Masonic meetings or something and then try to play it off like she coming back with groceries. And she would do this each and every time. Not every Saturday, but a lot of the time she would just sneak and go somewhere. And she would be gone for so many hours and we would get worried. Because she would go somewhere and then not tell us where she was going. And then, you know, but I think she was into some secretive, sneaky stuff that she hid from us and didn't tell us. So, yeah, she would lie and say that the foster parents don't really make that much money. But when we went to this foster care conference during our teenage years, certain foster kids rubbed it in our faces more like their foster parents loved them. And they were teenagers, and their foster parents loved them enough that they allowed them to drive their cars and everything. But our foster care household, we were treated like prisoners. So they were allowed to drive and, you know, have boyfriends, have girlfriends, go out on dates and go to the movies. Or, you know, if their foster parents treated them like their own birth children, you know, excuse me, and like, so it seemed kind of like almost like at that foster care conference, it seemed almost like as if me and my twin sister were the only two who were you know, maybe they might have had some other foster kids there, but it was like this conference. Oh man, I honestly don't even remember what city we were in. You know what? It probably was in Lafayette, Louisiana. Because I think I remember us sleeping overnight in the dorms, in the college dorms at ULL, University of Louisiana at Lafayette. If I think I remember correctly. And then, I don't remember if it was me and my twin sister or just me that got in trouble. Because I went somewhere with some lady. Well, I just wanted to see what it was like to ride in an expedition, but that lady that was the independent living counselor or something like that. Her name was Sabrina Goldsmith Lewis. And we used to go to this like independent living classes. And I remember the foster sister Joni's brother James, he used to go to take up some independent living courses too, which didn't really teach us much of nothing at all, you know. But I don't remember how long it was, but after the independent living, sometime like over the summer, I think it was our junior year going into our senior year in high school, was when they had that foster care conference where the kids, I guess from all over Louisiana, traveled over there to go to that conference. So, but they have, just like the mental health system and homeless people, when people don't recognize abuse or they don't recognize that they've been abused, and they brainwashed into believing that they were treated very well, or they're very blind to having been abused. So, it makes me feel really bad because we thought that we were brainwashed to think that the foster mom really cared about us. And it's like, how could you raise us from a baby and from childhood all through our life, up until adulthood? And the hard truth is that Adrian Felder never cared about us. But, she would narcissistically lecture and then, tell us that she's saying this such and such to us for our own good or something. But you try to force me to punish myself and then say it's for my own good. So, but I am very damaged by her, and also, like, they have so many people in this world that, well, at least in America, that seem so similar to her, or who look like her, or talk like her, or have her mannerisms, or they might say certain phrases that she says that re-traumatize me all over again, and then they be narcissistic abusers too, or they make the same facial expressions. I'd be damned if I ended up having a boyfriend or a husband that seems so similar to her. Because narcissistic men, they be trying to have a slick, effeminate side. And narcissistic women sometimes be trying to be tough and masculine. But even the narcissistic men who be trying to act effeminate, even they be trying to frighten, scare, bully, and intimidate you. And they want to try to be something that they're not. If it's a man who walking around acting like he delusionally believe he's a woman, or he's black and delusionally believe he's white, or old and delusionally believe he's young, or very young and delusionally believes that he's old and mature, like narcissistic abusers, they always want to try to strive to be something that they really can't change, or that they're not, So it's like if they have these narcissistic elderly women, if you might be 64 years old, 65, and you got grandkids, and it's like you act so masculine and hard, that I'm wondering, how did you even have a damn husband? But if she wore the pants in the house and control and tell him what to do, the husband. Or the husband does all the cooking, and she the one who goes out and work like a man and is glorified as the breadwinner. It's like opposite of God's order. But like we were kids and the foster mom forced us to wear our hair short. And now my hair is short because of when I was homeless and the hair got damaged. And then it got damaged again because of that fake cheap you know, laundry detergent pods. So, but I mean, last time I think I did add a box of baking soda to my laundry. And when I was living in Los Angeles, I used to do that all the time. To sometimes add baking soda and vinegar or just baking soda to my laundry. Yeah, so but yeah, I'm I would have bought me a burner, like for I would have bought me a burner and pot, or maybe, well, I don't know if I would should buy one or two burners and buy like some pots and pans. But that would be such a waste or it would be pointless if I gotta pack my stuff next month and be gone and back on the streets homeless. So I'm sitting here like squirming around and foaming at the mouth like a dog, like a scared dog, because I don't know where I'll end up next month or September or something like that. But I'm thinking about trying to request another worker because I don't want any more communication with that Kister lady. Shitster. I mean, that's all that's on my mind right now. That you know, so yeah, I didn't even expect all this to go on. Or to happen to me once I got here and started to have some hope and started accomplishing things and thinking that I was feeling better and thinking that things are going better, trying to have a positive or good outlook on life. But yeah. So it is now Wednesday, July 12th, 2023 at 12:02 a.m. in the morning. So I dealt with some noise harassment today with the loud bass music, idiots passing by, But I don't remember whether or not I had any harassing comments for the day. Now it's a new day, the 12th, but I'm talking about for the 11th. I don't have any recollection of having any harassing comments, but they have somebody that tried to scam me on TikTok. She turned out to be a scammer on TikTok. And I don't know if it was an AI fake person that tried to, like artificial intelligence, fake human being that was trying to scam me or something. But she pretended to be in the military, and maybe she was a catfish, you know. And it's like, what are women doing trying to hit on me? So, yeah. I don't know. I just hope that this Social Security situation, I hope that nothing bad happens to me, and I hope that this will all just pass. You know, this is the worst I've felt in a long time. So in 2021, I went through a hard time, but not like this with the Social Security people. So, but but my with my bread that I baked, well, it seemed like the texture was, well, maybe because I put a lot of egg in it. But me calling myself trying to get, use up the eggs, because the eggs and the milk are about to expire kind of soon. And, I guess I didn't use it up fast like I usually would. But I kind of feel like I should have put more honey or maybe sugar in the bread to make it sweeter. But I was surprised that I thought I put a lot of the coconut oil in it. But when I turned the small little loaf upside down, it came out like so perfect and so easy. It just plopped out with no problem. So I was trying to figure out what it was, but you know how when you have grits and you cook them and the grits get cold and hard, and then if you reheat them in the microwave, the grits don't separate unless you maybe stir it up, and it still might be clumpy or whatever. So like the texture of the bread seemed like solidified grits and cornbread mixed in together. And when I stirred the barley together, the texture felt like cornbread also. Cornbread, but something slightly different. But yeah, it seemed like cornbread and grits. So I'm disappointed that so many things I wanted to accomplish while staying here. Well, I accomplished writing a few ebooks, but I wanted to accomplish more cooking. Um, you know, I wanted to accomplish more cooking. Yeah, but I should have. I don't know if I should have put more coconut oil, but it wasn't greasy or oily, but it was all natural and it's healthy. So some of the leftover batter I put in the freezer for another time, but the bread, I guess I can use it for breakfast or snack, the barley bread. But I figure, with the coconut oil, the banana chips have coconut oil on it already. So, I guess the stuff came kind of, it was a little hard, maybe because of me putting that many eggs, but I don't mind. I'm the only one that's got to eat it, but you can adjust the recipe the way you want to if you wanted to try it, or you can but Yeah, if I had to change anything, I would have added more cinnamon. I mean, I'm sorry, more honey. But I could always drizzle drizzle butter and honey on top of it. So I know what I'll be eating for breakfast tomorrow. Well, later today, I know what I'll be eating for breakfast. You know. So one thing I hate about the government is narcissistic, because if they feel like they own you and they feel they want to force you to depend on them and block you from being independent and free and self-sufficient, and then the government can have a license to commit scam and fraud or commit crimes. But even if they perceive or mistake that someone is committing a crime, they're going to punish you. Like, they brainwash the cops to shoot now and ask questions later. That's what people say about the police, that the police shoot now and ask questions later. So July 11th and 12th being Amazon Prime Day, a lot of people are going nuts over that. But the idea of the possibility of, I don't know where I'll be next month. If I don't know where I'll be next month, then I feel like, I would have to cancel Amazon Prime again. So I didn't get Amazon Prime, even though I recently bought some stuff off Amazon. See, when I was homeless, I couldn't do that because remember what I told you about Waterfront Mission. So I'm glad I'm able to get mail. I mean, to the point where I had to be forced apathetic. And then the downtown Pensacola post office, when they had this new white guy that came in, I don't remember his name, but he started to act like as if he would always lie and say, I don't have no mail. So, and I felt like, I almost thought I would never get out of being homeless. But, when I tried to work at the YMCA the first time in 2019, right when my money started to get comfortable, my money and my work hours, right when everything started to get comfortable, that's when they had that setup. And they had this apartment complex right across the street from the library, the downtown library where I was supposed to go stay at. So, and then they sabotaged my job. And that was when in Pensacola you were still able to afford an apartment for $500 a month. So the fake dirty YMCA refused to let people work full time, but they handpicked their favorites who they want to be allowed to work full time. So I'm always the one who's never anybody's favorite, and they would try to keep you part time. I heard that with the vocational rehabilitation in 2019. They didn't want me to work full time. Now, like, well, what's the point of the ticket to work then? So Stacy Morgan would ignore me, and then when I try to reach out to ticket to work agencies, other ticket to work agencies, none of them responded back to me ever. None of them. So, I mean, but they had this lady that was somewhere in Texas, and I forgot what city. If it wasn't Dallas or Houston, one of those cities. And she was a very nice lady, but over the phone. But the packet was so complicated to fill out, and then me dealing with the homelessness and targeting and being so distracted. I wish I would have had somebody to help me fill that paperwork out. But I mean, I felt like it was hard. It was difficult to fill out. But I was supposed to have linked up with that lady, and I don't even remember the company name, the agency name, or anything. But she was trying to tell me, you know, when she was trying to give me some hope and encouragement, and she tried to tell me that I should play my cards right. Well, people ain't trying to give people try to if they got something good going, that's when when people got something good going for themselves, they don't want to let other people in on their secret. But then I guess some people, they do it for protection, because they might feel like that a person might screw over or take advantage of them, or set them up, or frame them, or something. But so it's like, if they get something better, they don't want to tell you how there were steps to take on how you can run your own business or do your own thing. So that's the way the government try to control you, is that you have to have a license to run a business. And then, when I tried in my hometown, New Orleans, they would run me out from everywhere and bully me, for trying to ask how I can get a business opportunity. They act like they were trying to block me from the opportunity to run a business, but they even had some young people selling stuff on Canal Street. And people try to make like, oh, you have to be grandfathered in. So, I mean, I never heard of that expression until 2017. But those people who sell the fake Rastafarian stuff, they don't, they don't, the people who sell the witchcraft stuff, they be new faces and young people, or people around my age. They haven't been grandfathered in. I even try to figure out how could I work at the French market, or how could I sell stuff at the flea market. But I heard that in certain flea markets, there's no money to be made. Or it's not much money to be made. But if you got your own independent artwork, if you're down in the French Quarter in New Orleans and you're trying to sell artwork, I heard it's very hard to get people to buy your stuff. So it's like, I mean, I feel like it's not fair that what makes certain people so privileged and special that they can run their own business, but other people are forced to work, be enslaved to a 9 to 5 or a part-time or a fast food job. they got people on TikTok that have bakeries, or if they sell body oils or lotions or something. And I'm wondering, well, how could I get my own business where if I can, you know, learn how to make soap or something like that, or try to learn how to, I already know how to, well, say for example, the bread that the little bread that I just made, if I were to make something like that and sell it, or try to make some cookies or something, you gotta have a license to do something like that. But I heard Texas does honor, the cottage law thing. But this is such a small community and they're all gang stalkers. So no way in hell could I successfully, be selling the, what I, selling what I made earlier. But they have people who would sell candy or something on Etsy, or sell soap or body oils or whatever on Etsy. I'm sitting here just, trying to figure out what I can do, but, trying to do something. But the gang stalkers will make sure to sabotage each and every time. And the gang stalkers won't, some of them are bold enough to say that they think I deserve to die, but they do it hiding their faces. But they got some other gang stalkers who won't admit that, hey, I want Candy to die, or I want Candy destroyed. They won't admit that they want me to die. So they want to treat me like a punished child with no rights. Or if I do try to run a business, they will make it like as if, I should be forced to quit doing it because, they figure, oh, you don't know what you're doing. Well, you don't know what I'm capable of. Or you don't know what knowledge I have. But the fact that, you have to have government permission to sell lemonade. Or if you have to have government permission to give lemonade out to people in the community. If you have to have permission to have a government permission to have a garage, a one-day garage sale out of your own house. I heard that too. And then you got to pay taxes on it. But back then you didn't have to do that. The government is just being more greedy and being more controlling. They think they own us, lock, stock, and barrel, how they say. Hook, line, and sinker. And then they have the World Economic Forum saying that, or Klaus Schwab, I don't know if I pronounced that right, but that we will own nothing and be happy. So it seems like the only way we can be free is to freaking die. And we die for our freedom. Die struggling to fight for freedom. While the government enslaves us so tight and criminalizes our right to exist, while lying to us and telling us that we're free. That's what a narcissistic relationship is like. As I said, I keep saying that so many people wouldn't be homeless, if you got to wait around for somebody to hire you. If you get your own job, the government try to criminalize you or make it like make you out to be a thief if you work, say you work at Burger King, and after a few paychecks you buy water and then go sell it. If you buy a bottle of water and then go sell it, they figure that they want to criminalize if the government can't control you, then they want to try to criminalize you. So if somebody's selling their own products without government control, then the government will criminalize that. I mean, they in Los Angeles and New Orleans and probably other cities, if you try to sell, earbuds, perfumes, and stuff like that without government permission, the police will confiscate your belongings and then throw you in jail. But you're not even harming anybody. So they want everybody to be a New World Order slave while they're sitting there trafficking people. They're forcing everybody, they're trying to force people to be poor. I mean, I wonder what country could I move to where I could sell items, without government control or government permission. Because, I guess disabled people, if they can sell lemonade without government control and they're crippled up in a wheelchair, if they can sell lemonade, make and sell lemonade and crippled up in a wheelchair to the point where it can make them a living where they can say fuck you to Social Security and SSI. But, I don't know everything. I don't know a whole lot. But, I heard that this, the idea of blacks being enslaved back then, but I heard that the history books won't tell you that other races were enslaved too. But I heard that life was better before the Industrial Revolution. And people's real labor was more meaningful. But here we sit here, slave ourselves away. Like the government won't even allow you to work overtime. I mean, or most employers won't allow you to work overtime. Or they won't allow you to work full time. And then they'll make it like as if you have to make a contract to be committed to only them. And it would be kind of like a conflict of interest if you try to work a second job. If you try to work two jobs. But then people, like, physically, I'd be barely getting by, working a full-time job. Like, mentally and financially, I would feel like I need a full-time job. But physically, it can be tough doing part-time sometimes, physically. And they keep me sleep deprived and zapped of any physical energy and stuff like that. So, but they always, every time I get close to enough to get my own apartment or my own place to live through having a job, that's when they succeed at mobbing me off the job, or they lower my hours or something like that. or if I'm close to getting a place to live, getting comfortable income, or if I'm getting close to enough to even inquire about getting a car. So for the past month, for no reason, my credit got back up to 700, and I paid, the rent here and paid my bills on time, my storage bill and my phone bill. So I don't know why my credit score went down 6 points it went down to 694, for no reason at all. It's my credit score, but it took almost 7 years for my credit to, be back to normal. Because even when I was living in Los Angeles, before they manipulated me to, they set me up and allowed me to, when they were vibrating my body so bad, I couldn't live up in that place, and I was forced to have to break the lease. And the landlord, he lied on me and ruined my credit. My credit score was 699 for a while. And then when I said I would vow to never take out any more credit cards, loans, or lines of credit, even though I was kind of tempted a few times with the credit card, but it's like it would be pointless because of having no way to pay that back. Being homeless and struggling for a meal. Yeah. And it would be like a vicious cycle. So I kind of don't want anything really to do with credit. But if I were to get a car, I don't even know if I could get loans or like a car loan, but now I don't have the money for it. But if you're homeless, you can't even get a car at all. But I heard people be homeless living in their car. They either had it donated or they had the car before they became homeless. And that's how they're homeless, living in their car. But the homelessness I suffered dealing with the targeting, I don't really, it doesn't seem like it's freedom for me. Because I struggled really hard. Me being homeless, yeah, that didn't seem like freedom for me. But some people feel like if they be homeless by choice, they feel like they have freedom. Well, I guess being gang stuck, you never feel free. You don't feel free. So speaking of freedom, I heard that Hollywood is pissed about The Sound of Freedom being put in theaters and exposing human trafficking. But I wish there was a way that if I can, I don't want to go to the movie theater, but if there's a way an alternative way I can watch it, and they encourage people to buy tickets for other people to go see it for free. If people can't afford to go see it for free, But it's been a while since I ever been to the movie theaters, So I heard that there was a lady in Mexico. I think she was in Mexico, and she mentioned about an 18-wheeler full of children's dead bodies. And she was freaking out and warning people. And then I heard that they cut her up and put her in a bag or something. I don't remember the exact story. But, she spoke the truth and warned about that and then got murdered. Brutally murdered. And they cut her body up. So all these like the sex trafficking gang stalkers trying to hunt for something to criminalize me about, but they won't say that. I mean, what if they were held accountable for their trafficking crimes? But you're sitting here, you won't worry about your own self or your own crimes, but you're sitting here looking for some crime to falsely accuse me of, while you're sitting there bragging about your internet crimes. So, I would like to see the Sound of Freedom movie. So, but I hope it ain't a disinformation movie. But so many people are saying that the guy who, I don't know if he was the one who produced the movie or wrote the movie script or whatever. I don't remember his name, Jim Caviezel or something. I don't know. I don't even think I pronounced that right, or I'm not sure if that was his name. But they said Mel Gibson, has some association with that movie as well. And I heard that Jamie Foxx, Jamie Foxx's clone is running around. They said that's not the real Jamie Foxx, because they're like, well, what happened to the tattoo on his head or something like that? And they're like, that's not Jamie. That's a body double, or it's got to be a clone. And they say, oh, the real Jamie Foxx is dead. So I don't know. Yeah. So I'm just feeling like scared and depressed about everything. Like the world is just getting worse. The world is getting worse. Oh, now ever since I spoke the truth, now they want to freeze my camera. So seeing like the majority of my day be gone, from if my day don't start till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then as I said, I try to go to bed 2:30 in the morning and could not fall asleep until like sometime after 5 or 6 o'clock. I mean, I was laying down for a long time, ready to go to sleep, but couldn't. But the barley bread recipe, you could add some nuts to it, or mix some peanut butter in it. Excuse me. Almond butter. You can put almonds on top. You can put candy sprinkles on top. Or you can put M&Ms on top or inside. But, it's like it didn't have a sweet taste until I'm almost done chewing that bite. That's when I taste a little bit of sweet. So, but yeah, I mean, as I said, I wanted to before I send in paperwork, I want to make a grievance against that lady. So Like, I haven't felt well rested enough to work on writing. And it was around almost 5 o'clock or almost 6 o'clock in the afternoon, in the evening, that I start to feel tired. But I didn't want to take such a late nap like I ended up doing the evening before, But I have moments where if I end up not being able to fall asleep until 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, and then, get my 8 hours of sleep. And like if I fall asleep at 5 o'clock and then maybe have some bathroom breaks in between, and then at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, still feeling very sleep deprived, or not well rested. But if I end up falling asleep at 11 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock at night, and then wake up at 7 in the morning, I can end up feeling like refreshed. But I wish I could have that schedule again, but I can't. I've been having a difficult time. Well, within the past 24 hours, I didn't meet my full daily quota of drinking enough water, like I should. But I drank some milk, and I had some water, and I had some Tang, But I'm sitting here feeling like, with the situation, I want to feel better. And I want things to just go back to normal, for me to just go on about my life rather than just living in fear. It's like the police can commit crimes and get rewarded for it or get a promotion or a raise, but when regular citizens commit crimes, stuff that's harmless, like if you caught with drug possession, but you're not harming anybody, you can go to prison for that. Or you can go to jail, being locked away for a long time. But, it seems like the drug user be the one to go to jail and not the drug dealer. It seems like the drug dealer never get caught. But I don't know. What do I know? I don't know much of nothing about drugs. I can't tell you what fentanyl or crack cocaine look like, or what crystal meth looks like. The internet will censor stuff like that. So the online perps, like the fake Darnell Williams perp, one time he falsely accused me of having a heroin draw, or he falsely accused me of doing heroin. I can't even tell you what heroin looks like. I don't even know what dope looks like. I don't know what speed looks like. But I do know what weed looks like. Marijuana. I know what that looks like. And I hate the smell. And I hate the smell of cigarettes. I hate the smell and taste of beer and stuff like that. So I'm quite sleepy right now. Yeah, my hair is all ruined, messed up. But, yeah, sleepy and tired as I am right now, I'm dead tired. But if it's, not even 1 o'clock yet, it's 12:43. I've been talking for nearly an hour. If I try to go to lay down right now, and then be just laying here for 5 or 6 hours and no sleep until later on, That's how it's been lately, and I've been trying to correct my sleep, or trying to you know, trying to get myself to, I mean, I don't know what I could do, but I heard that the gang stalkers control the target's sleep. You know, if they block you from getting to have shut eye, rapid eye movement sleep. And so, you know, a lot of the times it's very hard to try to exist while you're sleep deprived. You know, so I'm very sleepy right now, and they say that the barley has magnesium in it. That is good with magnesium, you know. So maybe the ingredients in that bread, you know, it's probably, you know, probably got some good health benefits. And while y'all sitting there, somebody, ew, that's nasty. It look nasty. Well, you know, you can tweak the recipe to make it taste better. I mean, so it's more like bread. But it was, you know, it was kind of simple. You know, it was simple. But I'm thinking about, you know, putting the recipe on my blog. Right, typing it out and then put it on my blog, you know. So I am so sleepy right now. Very sleepy. And hoping I could go fall asleep right now. Excuse me. Excuse me, y'all. Hoping I can fall asleep soon. So, thanks for listening to me. I love y'all. I'll see y'all later. Tomorrow. Well, no. It's today. Later today.